My name's Richard. I'm a member of the Brotherhood of the Popcorn, and I've been coming about 5 years or so. I was invited to come to to Woody's Saturday things because I met him at the Burbank Y in the water aerobics class. We were celebrating one of the ladies' 100th birthday, and my wife was there, and so was Sandy, and my wife opened her mouth and said, "I like movies." So Woody started talking about his Saturday things, and I was really a substitute for a while. When someone couldn't make it, he'd call me. And then eventually someone did drop out, and I took permanent place, so I enjoy it a lot.
See any good movies lately?
I saw The Debt.
Sounds like the whole book industry.
Oh,
I used to come at 9 o'clock. Now I come at 8:30 because we talk longer and they throw out interesting things. We all seem to know something about something, and collectively I think we know quite a bit. So.
The same thing is happening in the movie theater, you know, because now they just have it, all the ArcLight theaters are going digital, no film at all. Yeah,
Well,
all
like
digital.
Speaking of
posters, movie posters, artwork, that's a lost art too now, you know. The studios used to have a department where they just had like a bunch of artists that drew those posters up, you know, and some of them are beautiful.
yeah, there are some beautiful posters.
Posters were a lot prettier than the movie was.
Yeah, the posters were better than the movie. I mean, yeah, they were great, you know.
I think the prettiest posters of all were the B-Westerns.
Yeah, the B-Westerns were great.
Yeah, they were gorgeous.
And they were probably the least of the exciting.
Yeah.
You know,
And if anybody needs a dozen half posters from the middle down, I have them. Some rat ate the tops.
I like Gone with the Wind the most, and The Sound of Music, Ben-Hur, All About Eve, of course The Wizard of Oz, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I do like a few westerns like Stagecoach. I like musicals the most, which we don't see here that often, so singing, dancing, and all that. Technicolor, and film noir, and James Bond, and westerns, and The Man picture, yeah. I like them too. More movies from the 40s and 50s than movies of today. They've lost a lot of, I don't know, something in the movies that they just don't have what they had years ago. A lot of character people you don't see anymore in films, and there's not a lot of heart in films anymore, if you know what I mean. It's just kind of, there it is, and it's all action and special effects, and there's sometimes not much of a story with it. But I'd rather see an old movie several times than anything that comes out now.
So that's why I always say, you're sitting there and say, we probably lived through the best times on Witness. We had the greatest funny papers of our time, the artists and the funny papers, the best, what we consider the best movies in our time, you know, the best radio program. I mean, we lived in the good times.
But how come I got this feeling, my grandson, how come I have a feeling 60 years from now he's going to be at the stable saying
He's
that?
going to say the same thing. That's what I was just going to get to.
Because he won't know any better. They won't know about the stuff we saw.
Yes, he will. He will.
Well, some of them will, but most of them
You're
won't.
right. They don't even go
They don't
outside.
care.
They just stay on this little game thing.
Yeah. You beat me to the point. I was going to say that 60 years from now they'll say this was the greatest time. Remember when we only paid $400,000 for a house, and rent was only $1,500 a month.
What I like about old movies is they seem to be a lot more human and tell more interesting stories, and stories that affect your heart, and you sit there and, you know, shed a few tears, and you really feel something for the people. And when the movie is over, you feel like you've been through it with them. It's not just a movie you see on the screen, but you've been a part of it. That's what I like about the old ones. Of today, I like Meryl Streep probably the most, because she can do anything. I mean, I'd watch her do a toilet paper commercial because she's so versatile. But years ago, I liked Susan Hayward a lot, and Katherine Grayson, Judy Garland, Olivia de Havilland, Errol Flynn was good, Betty Davis. I mean, you go on and on. There's a lot of good old people. They're not around anymore, you know. But their talent is still on film. That's what's important. You know, you can still see them. And some of the kids of today go, who's that? You know, it's a different generation. They just don't know a lot of the old stars that really had a lot more talent than some of them do today.